against the blitz. He's going to be sacked. Chris Jones comes off the right side. Right side throw. It's caught. 15-yard line. 10, 5, touchdown. Kareem Hunt at the 10, angling to the 5, into the end zone, left side, and it is good. Here comes a rush, and he's going to go down. George Karlaftis.
Boy, rough one here. The Chiefs see the Jaguars drive 60 yards. They get a touchdown with 23 seconds left to beat the Chiefs 31-28. This game was swinging back and forth. The Chiefs had a 14-0 lead, and then the Jags had 21 unanswered points, including a 99-yard pick six.
Yeah, this game for the Chiefs is unfortunately defined by missed opportunities and mistakes. The Chiefs had this game multiple times tonight, and we'll go through it. I mean, at the very end, the final scoring drive by the Chiefs was a thing of beauty. You think they're going to win it there. It doesn't work out that way. They go to the beginning of the game. The Chiefs are up 14-0. The Chiefs don't give away games like this. It's in their DNA. They don't let teams claw back into it like they did here tonight, talking about Jacksonville. Unfortunately, that's how it worked out.
There were opportunities to seize even more of a lead at 14-0, but there were 4 drives, a punt, so they can't take advantage of the back-to-back possessions, then a 99-yard pick six and another punt, and that had swung the game back to the Jags. Now, to your point, they fought back and took the lead, forcing the Jags to get a touchdown. But there was a chance to seize this game even before halftime.
Yeah, I mean, there's a world where the Chiefs are up like 28-7 early in the third quarter, but they weren't able to seize it. And again, the Chiefs looked so good early on in this game. They looked explosive. They were moving right down the field. I mean, after that forced fumble by Nick Bolton, the Chiefs go 97 yards in 5 plays. Looks like it's going to be the Chiefs' night. We're going to run away with it. Unfortunately, we let a good team in Jacksonville hang around. You see what happens in the end.
Positive side, Mahomes throws for 318. Every regular season game he's gone over 300 yards against the Jaguars, able to move the ball. Also, rushing totals were good. 476 yards of offense. That usually means a win.
Yeah, it does. And again, that drive at the end for the Chiefs was awesome. I mean, they go 12 plays, 86 yards, eat up 6 minutes of clock. That felt like a vintage Chiefs drive where it's like everyone thinks Jacksonville's going to win, and Patrick Mahomes says, no, not on my watch. Unfortunately, Jacksonville takes over with just under 2 minutes remaining. They made some plays and found a way to get it done.
You can't overlook the 9 penalties in the second half and 4 on special teams. That and the defense could not defend that 60-yard field at the end of the game. A lot here to discuss. Let's go to the podium with head coach Andy Reid.
Don't really have a lot of injuries to talk about other than Simmons was sick before the game. It hit him quickly, and we're being precautionary there. Other than that, everybody came out okay. My hat goes off to Jacksonville. They did a nice job. We obviously had 13 penalties to their 4. Whether I agree with them or don't agree with them, it doesn't matter. They called them. And so you have that many penalties, you give up field position, you can outstat them to death, but it doesn't matter. It's the score that matters, and we've got to take care of business there. So with that, time's yours. Yeah, well, I mean, they had a good starting point at the 40. We got to do a better job there with the kick, and then you know, it's when you talk about game of inches, it's a game of inches, and 35 had a chance right there. He was right in perfect position, and he was off by an inch, and they made the catch, and you know, that happens. So we still got to bow up and stop him. We didn't get that done.
Andy, what did you see on the 99-yard interception return? How did that go awry?
Yeah, they popped out. They showed blitz and popped that guy out. I didn't see him, and you know, it ended up being an interception. Yeah.
Outside, I know this game on land, but there's 7.6 yards per play. What do you think of the offense overall?
Yeah, listen, there's always, I've told you this before, as much as these losses hurt, there's in the wins, there's always good and bad in each. Things you can learn from and move forward with. We've got to make sure we do that, but we've got to be more disciplined with the penalty part of it, and then I've got to obviously evaluate those and go from there.
The last time you guys do have the ball,
Yeah, listen, that's a tough ask because it's the number one defense in the National Football League we're playing against. So we want to make sure that we get in the end zone. I have full trust in our defense that that and special teams that take care of business, and we scored. But you have to do the best job you possibly can to get in the end zone. I didn't want to sit there and have to kick a field goal and do that for sure.
Would you look at the next play at the goal line on Trevor Lawrence?
That was great. It was a great play. Both teams were down in there, and had turnovers. So, but Nick did a nice job, and we were alert enough to grab the ball there. So it was good.
Was there some common denominator you saw to the special teams penalties or what was going on there?
No, there wasn't a common denominator, other than a couple guys got called twice. So, but you can't, we gotta just fix the problems with it.
Could you talk about that final touchdown? What were you thinking as you were seeing him fall twice and then goes?
Yeah, I thought we had him there. Yeah, but he's a competitor. He had a good day running with his legs.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Okay.
Chiefs lose at 31-28 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jags had a touchdown at 23 seconds to go in the game. With me, Trent McDuffie. First of all, great interception because that led to getting the game tied at 21 apiece. What about that single play?
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, we went out there that drive talking about we need to get the ball back. The Jaguars had that pick six, and I feel like it was on the defense to really get that energy, get that mojo back, and that's what we did.
All right, let's go down to the game-winning drive that they had. Breaking that down in your best analysis here, what happened there? Because they had to have a touchdown. You're defending 60 yards, and they needed 7.
Yeah, I mean, it stinks. I feel like that game was really on the defense. Go out there, make a stop, win the game. But at the end of the day, I think we had tight coverage. They just made the plays when they needed to be played. And shout out to the guys. We fought hard. We fought all game, and it's just one of them games where you wish you could have it back, but got to move forward.
Nick Bolton in this game, 12 tackles. You guys did get to Lawrence 3 times for sacks, but the takeaways now, you're starting to get those. You mentioned the play at the goal line and yours, but all of a sudden now you're starting to stack up some takeaways.
That's what we need, and that's something that Spags harps on all the time is takeaways. Giving the ball back to the offense is the best thing we can do on the defense, and they always say it comes in bunches, so we got to just keep stacking and continue getting turnovers to get the ball back to the offense.
How much was a surprise that Lawrence was able to run the ball in this game? These were devastating runs.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, on the back end, we were handling our job, forcing tight windows, tight coverage, and that made Trevor Lawrence have to scramble. And unfortunately, he got so many yards, but it's something that I look at on the back end as doing our job very well.
I talked to you earlier in this week. Your leadership is important here. This is the next phase of your career, and it's always fun in this league. So now to come back from this leadership, short week, here come the Lions. How do you approach it?
Yeah, I mean, I think Coach Reed already kind of harped on it after the game, and it's just we got to just feel that hunger again. You know what I mean? The best way to wipe away a loss really is to go in there and get a win, and that's what we got to do. So it's a short week, which I kind of like. You ain't got to dwell on the past and come in, have a great week of work, and get ready for a big game.
All right, the Chiefs are going to that big game with an all-pro corner and Trent McDuffie. Thanks for coming out here because it's easy to come in after a win.
I appreciate you, Mitch, always.
Trent McDuffie, Chiefs lose it here by 3 in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it sucks. You let a game slip away. Credit to them. They played hard. They played hard the entire game, and they got a lot of good football players. And they closed out there at the end, and so it still sucks whenever you get a lead like that and you're not able to hold it through the rest of the game.
What did you see on the interception return as you look back at it anywhere, maybe as a
Yeah, I mean, they just got me with the coverage that they played. They had played zero kind of inside that 10-yard area in previous games, and they hadn't shown the poppers with the linebackers popping out when they were protected. And I think back to a game against Cincinnati early in the year that they hit Jamar Chase kind of on a slant route, and so I saw the look and I checked to the play with the in routes, having 3 ins, knowing that they're going to try to pass off the guys, and Juju was going to pop wide open, and he did. But credit to, they schemed themselves, and they kind of looked over what they could do better, and he popped right underneath where I was throwing the ball, and so it was a great call by them defensively, and obviously a great play by Zero, getting the pick, and then I got to find a way to tackle him or slow him down after he gets the interception.
If that's like the biggest mistake, Patrick, just how much of it is going to nag you guys when you look back and just the amount of penalties you have that sort of stopped your momentum at times?
Yeah, it kind of just talks about our whole entire season. I feel like we have the guys, and we've executed at certain points of game and looked really good, and then we crush ourselves with penalties and mistakes and interceptions and fumbles or whatever that is. It's just we've kind of done that to ourselves all year long. It's kind of been one guy here or there, and in this league it's so close that those change games, and so we got to be better. We've lost too many games already, and so we got to find a way to be better as a team and come together and play better throughout the rest of the season. Yeah. Yeah, they did a great job. I think offensively, we did a great job in certain parts of the game. When we weren't hurting ourselves and getting penalties or throwing interceptions or anything like that, we moved the ball and we were able to move the ball down the field quickly. And so I thought the offensive line did a great job. When they're playing like that, it's easy for me to kind of survey the field and all of a sudden guys that were second, third, fourth reads in the progression. And so if they keep doing that, we'll keep putting up points. We just got to find a way to win games there at the end. Yeah, I feel like we'll continue to get better and better. I thought we did a lot of great things in the game today. We moved the ball. We were able to score in the red zone and do what we wanted to do there. It's just we hurt ourselves with penalties. And so I think as we continue to clean that stuff up, we'll continue to put more and more points on the board. And we have another great challenge this next week. We were playing the Lions. That's a great football team who scores a lot of points themselves and plays with a lot of pride. And so it'll be super important for us to go in with the right mindset, knowing it's going to be a great challenge.
You guys have won a lot of close games in the past. It comes down to 13 seconds, right? How do you guys get back to that?
Yeah, I think it's confidence more than anything. We were able to get that drive there at the end and get the touchdown to go ahead. And I thought defensively they did a lot of good things. It was 2 plays. There was the big play down the sideline and then the pass interference in the end zone. Obviously, and then he trips and runs in. But the pass interference in the end zone is what sets that up, and they're just right there. And so, there's 2 third downs, third and longs. It's just about closing it out there. And for us, we got to be better at not getting in that situation in general offensively and making that mistake early in the third quarter. And so, it's just little things here and there, but that's the difference in the game.
Patrick, I know this is not the result you wanted, but on a per play basis, offensively, you guys were better than you have been all year. Did it feel that way on the game? Like you were in a good rhythm?
Yeah, other than the interception and a couple penalties, I thought we did a great job offensively today. That's a good defense, and so we'll continue to build on that. We'll continue to get better at cleaning up the penalties and cleaning up the mistakes and like the interception and turnovers and stuff like that. But I feel like we're going in the right direction offensively, and so now it's about just finding ways to win. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you play if you're not finding ways to win football games and make winning plays, and so we got to be better at that. Yeah, for sure. You see the play actions, and then you see the bootlegs that we were able to run. That comes off the run game, and I think that just comes with the chemistry that O-line's building and the chemistry that they're building with the running backs as well. And so that's stuff that will continue to get better and better over time, and we'll just continue to work off that as well and try to find ways to make the offense even better. Which one are you talking about exactly? Oh yeah. Just kind of they played a good coverage and they got a hand on me and just trying to stay up. It always is a little bit of panic whenever you're kind of down with your head down towards the ground. But then just playing football, you got to be a competitor. It's not about being a quarterback and at the end of games like that. It's about going out there and competing. And I was trying to do that.
Same thing also, Patrick. That touchdown run, was that true option or how did that?
Yeah, it was read option, and then there was a couple options for me to throw the ball as well. And how they played their coverage, it turned out like man, and so those guys followed the routes that we were running, and then obviously the guys followed the running backs, and there was no one left for me, and so it kind of made it easy for me to just get in the end zone. But I mean, being able to have that ability, I mean, it'll help the run game in the long run.
Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you. What stands out first and foremost?
A little sloppiness on penalties. Overall, I think we had 13 penalties. It's hard to win a game when you're beating yourself in the foot like that. You know, it's tough. I think we got to clean up on all phases. The sloppy play, the forced errors by us. I think we can get that. We can get back on the right track.
What did you see on Trevor Lawrence's touchdown when he fell first? I mean, did you get a good view of him as he hit the ground? And after that, how did that play out?
I thought multiple times we had him. We just got to finish. We got to finish. We had multiple guys there that we just got to finish that play. It was a fluke play for him to be able to break that many tackles. But yeah, I think I put it on us as a defense. We got to finish. You know, we got to bring him down on that. We're going to continue to bounce back. We gave this game away on so many mistakes by us. So many things we could have done differently. Watch film. We got a quick turnover for a week to coming up. I think this group will bounce back. I think we're going to fix the areas that we can control as the penalties. And once we eliminate the penalties and play disciplined football, I think we put ourselves in a good position to win.
Is it that much more frustrating, Chris, because you feel like, in terms of game plan, you contain ETN, nobody on the receiving standpoint really stands out? Do you feel like the game plan was there to be executed maybe a little bit better?
I think the game plan was Spags dialed up a really, really great game plan. I think us as a defensive line, other than finishing plays, we got to be a little more disciplined on our rush lanes. We let Trevor Lawrence get out multiple times today, especially in the red zone. I think the second touchdown he ran it in himself. The last touchdown in the game he ran it in himself, and that's on the D line. That's on the D line. We're rushing for a D lineman, and we gotta be cognizant on our gaps. One man get out of the gap, it widens out, and you know, for me, I take that personal. Containment of the quarterback. You know.
Chris, what was the key to the goal line stop, and how much did you feel like you guys were really sort of taking some momentum at that point in the game?
You know, the key was we knew he was a jumper, so, you know, we go low and let the linebackers go high, and that's what happened, and we was able to punch the ball out.
And did you feel like at that point, like you guys had a real surge going around the game and everything?
Yeah, I think that kind of shifted the momentum. Fourth down stop and come up with a fumble. I think juices are flowing, giving our offense the opportunity to get the ball back. Put the ball in Pat's hands. We always believe in that offense when Pat has the ball. So, you know, for us, we came off on a high.
Chris, from week one until now, have you seen improvement on some of the things that you guys have wanted to fix?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think we've improved week in and week out. There's still areas you can get better in, you know. There's still areas you can improve in. That's the development of football. You know, you're always improving, always improving. Some weeks you're going to have a little more adversity where things like penalties creep up. But we're going to watch film. We're going to talk about it, fix that on our error, and make sure that we improve next week.
Chris, how much of a couple more do you sense the penalties are and can be solved quickly?
It can be solved. I think Derek Nottie had a penalty on holding. That's something that we get our hand placement right. Holding on 3-5, you know, little things like that. You know, eyes, discipline, fundamentals. I think we harp on that, and I think those guys are going to take that to heart and fix it.
Last one. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chiefs lose it here 31-28. And McDuffie's interception allowed the Chiefs to tie the game, and then that last game-winning potential game-winning drive that led to the Jacksonville getting the drive. But it was Trevor Lawrence running the football in this game. That's what was mystifying. He came in at 2.1 a carry. And we faced running quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts. It really was mystifying that Trevor Lawrence changed the complexion of this game by running the ball.
Yeah, we just struggled to get him on the ground here tonight. I mean, he scrambles 10 times for 54 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 5 first downs. And that field goal drive they had on their penultimate drive, he scrambled for a first down on 3rd and 3, led to a field goal. Obviously, we see the final result here. Lawrence was great. I'll give him credit. The Chiefs kept giving them opportunities with penalties and saying, let's see if Lawrence can beat us again. And he found ways time and time again, oftentimes with his legs.
Chiefs sacked him 3 times. He'd only been sacked 3 times in 4 games coming in. And the Chiefs forced a couple turnovers from him. But, again, it wasn't enough at the end. And, again, all 3 phases can look at this game. And that's the way these guys are. They'll look at it and take responsibility for it. But really, all 3 phases, you can look at it and go, wow, this game could have been different if we would have executed better. It really was a situation of execution.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, if you just take 1 or 2 of those mistakes out, the Chiefs win this game, and probably comfortably. For the Chiefs in this one, you take the good things out of it, and there were some good things, particularly the explosive plays in the first half. Those first couple of drives where the Chiefs found the end zone were awesome. That's the Chiefs offense we know that they can be. The great defensive play by Nick Bolton to punch the ball out at the goal line. That's a Chiefs defense kind of play right there. You take those good things, but you flush the bad stuff. You correct the 12 penalties, and also those penalties happen in really bad situations, right? The Chiefs are so great at situational football. It's their bread and butter. Unfortunately, the Jags were better at situational football here tonight.
Special teams against 4 critical penalties in the second half. But Matt Araiza had 4 punts inside the 20-yard line. That and running the ball. We saw Kareem Hunt get a 33-yard run. We saw Isaiah Pacheco get a 17-yard run. Hopefully that's something you can build on because it's a short week, and guess who's coming? In my opinion, I think it's the best team in the NFL right now in the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, that's where you kind of lean on your leaders right now if you're the Chiefs. Lean on your culture. Tough night here tonight, but you can't allow it to snowball. And we've said this on tough Chiefs Rewinds in the past over the years. You have a tough loss like this, you can't let it snowball. The Chiefs are so good about making sure, hey, that was a bummer. Let's find a way to be better because of it. And I do think at the end of the year, we'll look back on this and say the Chiefs were better because of that loss, but it's up to them to make sure that happens.
And leadership here is key from your players, but also from your coaches. We've seen it before, but it's absolutely a imperative this week, especially again on a short week, that leaders must step up this week in every way, shape, or form.
Yeah, just find a way to learn from this, right? And say, hey, there's some good things, there's some bad things. Learn from the bad things, build on the good things, and go after the Lions on Sunday Night Football.
Lions are good, though. I mean, they're putting up almost 40 points a game. So there's a real challenge there. The Chiefs will have to lock in here. We'll talk more about this game coming up tomorrow. It's already Tuesday. But still, the short week, fight through it. And here comes Detroit Lions to try to fight your way back to get to 500.
And in a way, I'm kind of glad that this is Monday night because after losses like this, the last thing you want is a long layoff. Let's get back to practice. Let's get back in the lab. Let's figure this thing out.
Give credit to the Jags. They're 4-1. They did it in dramatic fashion, 31-28 over the Chiefs. Thanks for joining us. We'll keep you up to date all week long, getting ready for Sunday Night Football at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium.
Chiefs Rewind is brought to you by Ford, the official car and truck of the Kansas City Chiefs, and by CommunityAmerica Credit Union, the official banking partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.